if we, you know, as a man, when you step up, and me as a black man, when I step up and I say, yo, I care about my community, and I care about the kids in my community, and I care about the women in my community. When I step up like that, it makes the country better.
That's
You
right.
know, how can a white man across the street respect me if I don't even respect my own self and my own people?
That's real. That's
Yeah, how you
real.
going, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta respect who you are. Like, I
Yeah.
gotta respect, if I don't respect my people, how can he respect my people? So it's like, this is something that we have to do. The reason
Sure.
I got respect on my arm is because you gotta give it to get it.
That's
It's like,
real.
this is mandatory. Like,
That's
we gotta
real.
respect our own people. And like, that's the whole reason why I started my, I did my platform, right? So let me give you a little bit about this. So rockthebells.com. The reason I started rockthebells.com is because I felt like they were trying to, the powers that be, or the people that were kind of the gatekeepers to a certain extent, were treating hip hop culture like it was boy band pop music. In other words, if you ain't on the top 10 of the charts today, you don't matter. We can big up Bob Dylan all day. We can big up Bono all day. We can big up Mick Jagger all day. We can big up the Beatles all day. I mean, every other day somebody's breaking a Beatles record. I don't know why. They seem to have a record every week. Some new. We can big them up all day. But then when it comes to classic hip hop culture and timeless hip hop culture, we were getting treated like we were commodities. And my thing is, we have a true culture here, man, that grew and raised many generations. And they need to know about this culture. And guess what? We got Generation X fans my age who love Run DMC and love LL Cool J and love Public Enemy and love Eric B. and Rakim and love the Beastie Boys and love Snoop's early work and love, you know, Dr. Dre and love, you know what I'm saying, Outkast and love, you know, MG, you know, 8Ball and MJ, you know, all of them. Like,
all of it.
It's
UGK.
Crazy. Yeah, UGK, of course. So,
all of it.
So my thing is, why not have a platform that really speaks to the people? But the difference is it's owned by the culture. So, like on the rockthebells.com, Run DMC are owners, and Roxanne Shante is an owner, and Big Daddy Kane is an owner, and Crazy Legs, the B-boy, the Breaker is an owner, and Fab Five Freddy is an owner, and you know, and I wanted to make sure Salt and Pepper are owners. I wanted to make sure that this thing was owned by some of the pioneers who helped move the culture forward, because they never got a chance to get a bite at the apple like yourself did. Like even myself, because I did other things, or maybe an Ice Cube, or maybe, you know, a Will Smith or a Latifah. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get that shot. So it's like now we're giving them an opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? With rockthebells.com.
I think that's fact.
Yeah, so you can go on there, and you know, we have.
So what platform, where does it exist? Is it a streaming platform?
What it is you just go to rockthebells.com. When you go to rockthebells.com, you're going to see content, commerce, experiences. The content will be, there's all kind of articles and exclusive audio and exclusive video, bigging up that Generation X classic hip hop, giving you all the insight into the world and how it was for Kane coming up, and looking at Biz Markie and looking at Roxanne Shante and looking at where hip hop started and the founders like Kool Herc and the pioneers. But then there's also the commerce hub, right? Where you can get everything from, you know, a do-rag to a pair of fresh Jordans to, you know, a hair weave to, you know,
so the commerce, is that like merch items that are specifically from the artists of your choice?
It's both. It's commerce and merch that's not only like merch, like you can find Biggie stuff and Pac stuff and all of that, but it's also just normal clothing. Like we basically,
like black owned shit that you want to, if you want to support black owned businesses, independent businesses. A lot of
black owned. We are black owned, right? But not only are we black owned, but I took the best of what's on Amazon, the best of what's on some other platforms, and curated a platform. So the difference is when you go through us, like, and you buy something from us and you go through us to go to Amazon, the difference is you're leaving dollars in the black community. When you go through us and you go through us to go to, let's say, a Far-Fetched or a different store, you're leaving dollars in the black community. That's the difference. So we have all of these various partners that we've worked with, like Amazon, but we have curated a black-owned experience that is for us. You know what I'm saying? Our culture. You know, it's It's everything that we love. And
Right.
this is from the sneakers to the books, you know,
Right.
whether you want to read Robert Greene books and the Art of War and the Prince and Machiavelli, and you want to
The
read
ISIS papers.
that, just anything you want to read. We got them
Right.
all there. The books, the clothing, whether you want to get Rock the Bells clothes proper, or you maybe want to get a Gucci shirt, or maybe you want to get something more expensive, or maybe you want something affordable. We
Right.
got it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's dope, man. And what you said something that I say all the time. I constantly speak about culture being our commodity. You know, that's our import export culture. Okay. Do you think that we are doing a good enough job of leveraging our influence culturally?
I think it's getting better. I think that like what I'm doing, what you're doing, this podcast, what we're doing is a step in the right direction. We will
Right.
get better at it. There is room for improvement. There is room for growth, but it's the matter of just time. You know,
Sure.
people
Consistency.
being consistent, consistency. People got to go to rockthebells.com. They got to watch the Expeditiously podcast. They got to come into our world and get used to the idea that we are now doing something for us. Like, and
That's
this
right.
isn't new to me. When I got involved with FUBU, it was very similar. It was forced bias, right?
Right.
So like, this is something that I've always been in my mind. But now having this platform, I think that we are finally getting in a place where we're taking advantage of our influence on the culture in a big way, because now I can talk about stories I want to see about Kane and stories I want to see about Latifah and big
Dope.
up Salt and Pepper. And now, you know, and now you can do your podcast and you can say, hey, I want to have LL Cool J on there. We're going to talk to him. We don't
Sure.
have to like make
To
our
represent and platform, to platform your interests. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but and as long as we have a mutual interest to fill the gap within the community, for me to support you is just, you know, a step in the right direction.
100%.